Thank you, and welcome to this edition of the Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari, and I'm here today with Jacomina and Frank Wilson. Everyone knows you, Frank. They're here representing, and I'm going to read this, the Virginia Organized for Interfaith Community Engagement. And again, the Virginia Organized for Interfaith Community Engagement goes by the name...
We really call it Voice.
Voice. That's
Voice is what we want you to know.
And actually, that's what a lot of people know.
Yeah.
Between your community of churches coming together regionally,
Yeah.
Northern Virginia, but also specifically today we're going to talk about your work here in Arlington on affordable housing.
That's correct.
Thanks for being
with us.
The
interfaith brings in what we're trying to do in Arlington, the good part of this.
Well, you know, when we put our faith together with our high hopes, anything is possible. I want to start by saying that we've talked on this show about affordable housing before. I wore my favorite shirt. I don't mean to be an alarmist, but it is gone. I'm sorry, not gone yet. I take that back. There's been some good news and some developments. So let's start with you, Jacomina. Tell me some of the developments in affordable housing.
Well, I think we should start with the good news, that in Arlington we have a county board that is very concerned about affordable housing and has done really good work, because just look at what they recently adopted in the Columbia Pike Plan, where they really have set a sight of not losing affordable housing. And then look at what is going to happen this week when there's the open house on Arlington Mills.
Oh, Arlington Mills, a huge success story. Talk a little bit about the uniqueness of Arlington Mills and how they built it so that it benefited the entire community.
It does, because the land belongs to Arlington County, and it has a beautiful community center that benefits the whole community. And then it has affordable housing, and the affordable housing is truly geared towards the people who do not earn a whole lot of income, to the $30,000 to $50,000 range. But imagine there had 3,600 people standing out there to try and get the 122 units.
Oh, it must have felt like winning the lottery. I know people who benefit from Arlington's affordable housing program, and they are not only grateful, but their families thrive in this community, and we have so many success stories. Frank, talk about the success that you believe is possible for families of all backgrounds here in Arlington, and how it's important to maintain that diversity through affordable housing.
Over the years, we've had what I consider is diversity with many different groups. But what is happening now is that with the income of people that work for the county, that work in Arlington, Virginia, it's not at the level that will make them to be able to live here. And what's that going to do? It's going to end up affecting the diversity of the county, and that's extremely, extremely important.
Well, when I think about all of the wonderful bilingual schools and education we have here in Arlington, it seems so wonderful to imagine teachers being able to stay after school and help students, or teachers being able to attend functions on the weekends. But they can't do that if they live out in Annandale or
Prince William,
or Prince William
Woodbridge,
County.
Yeah.
So how was the Columbia Pike area particularly important in terms of a success for recognizing and preserving affordable housing?
It's been extremely important in terms of that. Columbia Pike has changed quite a bit in the last several years. However, with Arlington Mill, that's a large start that we can give ourselves. However, there is a lot of folks who applied for housing that are still out in the cold when you describe the housing aspect of it.
So recently, in the last election on the ballot was a referendum for a housing authority, and it did not succeed. And the housing authority would have, to my understanding, been a method in which to administer affordable housing and plan for it. But the people who are concerned about affordable housing have not given up. In fact, your interfaith coalition has brought together how many signatures do you want to report that you've been able?
10,000.
10,000 signatures.
We said in June, at the end of June, we're going to collect 10,000 signatures. We did it by last week.
You've got the 10,000
We got 'em.
signatures.
We have the
It's a
10,000
pile.
signatures.
You know, and that's a significant
And-
number of people. And what are they saying in this petition?
And it's diversity in this. There are people that, for an example, teachers, firemen, and others that I've got signatures from, is they work in Arlington, but they can't afford to live here. Now, if you know the teachers and the firemen can't afford to live here, what about the bus drivers for the school system? What about the people that operate heavy equipment for the county?
What about the wonderful custodians in our schools
Yes.
that work so hard? We don't want them to have to commute to get here. So how much affordable housing do we need? What would be reasonable, or what's the plan?
Oh, we don't know what's reasonable, a lot, but we have asked in this petition for 1,000 to 1,500, because we say we think the county can do 1,000 to 1,500 on the available public land. And so,
Well,
you
you know-
start off by saying the available public land, what is it? The county manager gave a list of properties that she said were underutilized in January. We looked at some, we added some ourselves, but we don't really care where. But we say the county could look at available land like they did in Arlington Mills.
Well,
that was their land.
That's their success story. I know Washington, D.C. is having a tremendous amount of success in building affordable housing, but they have to be very careful every step of the way, because development happens so fast sometimes that you misjudge the project, and before you know it, people can't afford to live here. Single parents, our young graduates, are they ever going to move out from our homes?
From our basements.
Yeah, think about it, right?
Ooh.
So this is and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a project that you went to every corner of the county. So there are signatures
correct.
from Yorktown, from Hoffman, Boston, from Oak Ridge,
From
all the way
all
to
the
Kenmore and
farmers'
Swanson,
markets.
farmers
From
markets.
every farmer's market in the county.
All right, so
everywhere.
big day coming up. On December 12th, you are going to be in front of the county board's office, and you're going to present, no, you're not going to present,
No.
you're going to announce what we're telling you now is that you have 10,000 citizens and probably many more, and you invite them to come out on the 12th as you announce that you will see the county board on December 14th, Saturday, to testify and also to present these signatures.
Surely
And that
built
is
their
Saturday morning.
pocket.
Saturday morning,
Saturday
and you will
morning.
both be there.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Well,
Yeah.
then I plan to be there too.
Oh, lovely.
I am so thrilled for the work that you've done. We are very grateful that you're keeping the focus of affordable housing on the radar. It's a very important part of the future of Arlington, and this is definitely an important segment for the Sustainable Scoop. So I want to thank you for watching the Arlington Weekly News. I want to thank my guests, Frank and Jacomina.
Jacomina.
Jacomina, I apologize. Back to you at the news desk.